Good evening, friends and family. This is Ashley. I'm posting tonight. I'm trying to post more frequently, hopefully. Today's topic will be seeds in relationships for tonight. And I realized that most of the seeds that were planted in my life started from when I was a child. I grew up in foster care, so I've seen a lot of domestic violence. And when you have seen a lot of domestic violence, you find yourself growing up in that same environment and thinking that it's healthy, and it's not. Um, we as women, we forget who we are, forget our worth, and how important we are. And I'm responsible for that. I have done that in the past, and I'm now finding out who I am as a woman, as a mother, as a student, and especially as a child of God. Um, Growing up in foster care, I've seen a lot of violence from um, being beat or overly disciplined. I've even seen relationships go from bad to worse, where things are being thrown, things are um, being said, hurtful things, and those things plant seeds. Every word that we speak of ourselves and to other people are seeds that we plant. The different type of relationships can also cause us to fall into domestic violence situations and relationships. We have, and I'm guilty of that. Being in foster care, I felt worthless. There was a time I felt worthless, and I didn't know who I was. So growing up, I thought that being intimate with different men helped. Um, and it didn't. It didn't, because after it was over, said and done with, I was left to be by myself. I was left to be that broken person. I was broken spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Domestic violence comes from one wanting to control in an aspect, and domestic violence could be it can be physical, sexual, financial, social, any way. Any of those can be a factor in domestic violence. We will touch on those other areas right as of right now, but now we're talking about emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is very detrimental. It causes you to not love yourself, have false hope, no self respect. How can you respect other people when they don't respect you? How can you love somebody else when you don't love yourself? Um, Finding our worth is the most important thing we can do as women, as survivors, as we share our testimony with others, bring others to the understanding that we've been through a lot, we have the scars, but we are survivors. Um, Seeds are so important because they help. They can help make you, and they can help break you. That being said, be careful who you let speak into you. People who speak into your life, they speak like negativity or and anything. You need to remove yourself from those type of people. Remove yourself from those type of people, because those will be the one who will kick you when you're down, will not encourage you when you need it, and that is not a place you would want to be. Domestic violence can cause internal as well as external scars. You have people who've stayed in relationships because the other person has so much control over them, whether it was money wise, social wise, to where they have left their family to be with this person. They have left their loved ones. They have no one to speak to. They have no one to connect to. They have no one to encourage them. So they stay in this place of loneliness. They stay in this place of discouragement. They stay in this place to, they're asking the question, why am I here? What is my purpose here? Why am I here? And there was a few times where I forgot who I was. And I thought that maybe, finding a guy was going to do me some justice. Finding somebody to love me would do me justice. And I went from person to person to person, not knowing that all I had to do was love me. And when you love yourself, you would give of yourself everything that you deserve. You would know your worth. You would know that, hey, I'm much better than this. I deserve better. And you wouldn't allow people to treat you anyway. I once heard something and it was very true. People only do stuff to you because you allow it. So if you don't allow anybody to speak to you any kind of way, you don't allow anybody to disrespect you, you won't allow anybody to talk bad about you, let them know I will not tolerate it. And that's when it will end. That's when it will end. You have to take care of yourself. You have to look out for yourself. Because loving you is the easiest part. Also, as a survivor of domestic violence, growing up, I seen a lot as a kid. And having children in domestic violence relationships causes so much pain, even toward the children. The children now see this background and the children feel that it's okay. It's okay for my mom to be in this relationship. It's okay for me to grow up and treat my wife like this. It's okay to, have so much control in a relationship to where the other person is fearful for their life. Through domestic violence, I learned that we are teaching our daughters that it's okay for a man to put their hands on you. It's okay for them to verbally abuse you. It's okay to stay because you have nowhere else to go and you have so much love for this person. We are teaching our sons that it's okay to disrespect women. It's okay to put your hand on women. It's okay to control them by any means necessary. And we want to get out of that mindset to where we are teaching our children those types of things. We want to teach our children Christian values. We want to teach our children about God. We want to teach them that marriage is holy and sacred. And there's no control. There's no control. We want them to not only love themselves, but love their spouse the right way. We want to teach them that in spite of what they grew up seeing, they can make a positive decision to move forward in a positive way. Letting them know that don't let your past define you. Don't let your past tell you who you are. You look forward and you make your future brighter. Thank you and good night.